they're contracted to put on this beautiful show. Tyler Sherwood, Lyle Longman, and Larry Schnell are our judges on the ground. Jenna Hutchings in the first and second corner. Wayne Temple in the third and fourth corner. Our official timer is Lisa Garrow up here. The UBCCA Secretary, Jesse Bueller. For those of you who don't know, I'm Brennan Jack from Burton, Manitoba, manager of Heartland in Burton, and the owner and operator, Jack Oxford. I'm sure glad to be here representing the Yorkton Exhibition. Here's our first heat. We're ready to go racing. Barrel number 3 is the Larry Schnell outfit for Summerlingo Farms. And Tony Schnell is going to be doing the driving for him. Barrel number 2 is the Black Oxford Group Wagon with Clay Richardson. Barrel number 2. And the number 1 barrel tonight will go to Dustin Arcan for Grayson Newfeld Boys Group Realty. We'll be on the number 1 barrel. Beautiful grandstand full of people. Beautiful night. We're going to get ready to go racing. Here in heat number 1. Larry Schnell in 3, Paul Richardson in 2, and Dustin Arcan in 1. Good luck. Heat number 1. There's the home of the Tigers. Oh, Dustin Arcan's in the whirlwind. Look out. Ooh, he is out of town. Paul Richardson looks good. Jack Oxford is out there. Some of them no Barnes and Larry Schnell. They're side by side. The first 2 corners, let's take it back. It's Dustin Arcan, and he had a terrible start. He turned real tight about the top barrel there. This low barrel's out there, but man, he did a good job getting them out of there. Dustin Arcan, Grayson Newfeld Boys Group, so he's out in front. Out in second spot there is Larry Schnell outfit for Summerlingo Farms sitting in second. The Jack Oxford Group Wagon of Cora Richardson is sitting in third. We're into that third, fourth corner. Dustin Arcan, he's way ahead. Obviously, Mr. Barrow's out there. He's way out in front. Grayson Newfeld Boys Group Realty. He's lucky to go to win this one. Larry Schnell, Summerlingo Farms, though, he's in hot pursuit, coming off of that number 3 barrel. And as they come by you now, this is Dustin Arcan for the Grayson Newfeld Boys Group. Summerlingo Farms. And Larry Schnell on the hit. And Jack Oxford Group are drivers in our first team. Heat number 2, we're going to go to Utah. Calvin Longman and TJ Mooster will be our drivers in heat number 2. Utah, Calvin Longman and TJ Mooster will be our drivers in heat number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, heat number 2 will be a Kubota Cash featured heat of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a Kubota Cash featured heat of the night coming up in heat number 2. All right, well, as we roll through, we'll give you the times. The girls will pull back the times here, back to 1/100 to the second. And we will relay those times back to you. Jack, Calvin Longman, and TJ Mooster will be the drivers in heat number 2. Here's the times for heat number 1. Dustin Arcan will receive a no time. Larry Schnell, Summerlingo Farms, 68-78, 68-78. And Coy Richardson, Jack Oxford Group, 71-11. Times for heat number 1. As they make their way back, 2 young drivers there, Dakota Schnell with the Summerlingo Farms team, and Jack Oxford Group, and Coy Richardson. Let's give them a round of applause out there. 2 very nice young men out there, 2 nice outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, goodbye $25 entry fee, but he had fun anyway. He couldn't wait to smile off this guy's face. He's a good guy. Let's pay him off with a round of applause, Dustin Arcan. That's all he's going to take home with you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. All right. We're on to heat number 2 coming in now, and we're going to look for Hugh Jack to be leading them in. He'll have the black, white, and red chuck wagon. Barrel 2 will be Calvin Longman with affordable livestock equipment. And the number 1 barrel will go to TJ Mooster, Mary Mountain Feeders outfit. All right. Loading in the barrel number 3. The newer drivers here, the truck wagons. This is Huey Jack. He's going to be off the number 3 barrel for Coso's Ag Supply. It'll be a barrel number 3. Barrel number 2, Calvin Longman with the portable livestock equipment. He'll be off the number 2 barrel this evening. The number 1 barrel goes to TJ Moosetail, running for Mary Mountain Feeders, Marydale, Minnesota. All right, this is, of course, Kubota feature heat of the night, ladies and gentlemen. So we got Kubota Cash in this heat for all 3 of these drivers. Hugh Jack leads them in. Barrel number 3. Barrel 2 is Calvin Longman for the livestock equipment. 1 is TJ Moosetail, Mary Mountain Feeders. Good luck. Heat number 2. There's the horn, the charge is underway. Out, bring them around. Calvin Longman looks rapid in front of the livestock. To the left against the rail. There goes Mary Mountain. Can he hold the rail? We're going to find out. Affordable livestock equipment. Calvin Longman is out too wide. Mary Mountain has got the rail. That's TJ Moosetail. And the Pro Soils outfitted. Hugh Jack is in third as they go around the first 2 corners. Let's pick them up down the LH and mounting backstretch. It's Mary Mountain Feeders. Along the rail. That's TJ Moosetail, the red and white. He's right up alongside Calvin Longman, affordable livestock equipment. And we won't count out Hugh Jack with the Pro Soils outfit. He's sitting in third, but he's not far off the pace. We're into the 3rd corner now. It's still Mary Mountain Feeders saving ground. He's on the inside. Affordable livestock equipment. Calvin Longman out too wide. Pro Soils and Hugh Jack is still in third, but as they round up fully in final corner, make the way down to Louis Boniface. Home starts to the yoke and they finish right. They can put it out. Second screen. There goes Calvin Longman. Left tight. For affordable livestock equipment. Good ride. TJ Moosetail up right in there. The Mary Mountain Feeders wagon and Pro Soils Ag Supply. And Hugh Jack rolled into the 30. That was a Kubota Cash feature heat of the night, ladies and gentlemen. So we want to thank the good folks at Maple Ag and Outdoor for sponsoring the Kubota Cash feature heats of the night. You'll see 2 of them here. We have 2 of them in the Chariots, and we'll have 2 of those feature heats here tonight in the Chuck Wagon Show. Heat number 3, Bert Mueller, Blair Mulder, Justin Long, drivers, heat number 3. Here they come. This will be the Kubota Cash feature heat. Hugh, if you wouldn't mind, would you lead your outfits in here? We're going to do a little circle in the infield because you guys are the winner of that Kubota Cash money from Maple Ag and Outdoor. There's Hugh Jack, Pro Soils. There's Mary Mountain, TJ Moosetail, and Calvin Longman, affordable livestock equipment. I'll tell you what, they're going to do a little bit of a circle in the infield here. They're your Kubota Cash feature heat of the night, ladies and gentlemen. So these 3 drivers are taking some extra money that is sponsored by Maple Ag and Outdoor. And here's the times. It was the Calvin Longman outfit with a time of 69.64 plus 3 for a lane and 2 for being ahead of the barrel. TJ Moosetail, Mary Mountain 69.84, and then the Hugh Jack Pro Soils outfit. Ran the time of 73.55 plus 3 for dragging lines for 76 and 55. Okay, well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the Kubota Cash feature heat of the night, and we certainly appreciate those drivers. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're rolling into our next one, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to heat number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, lead the men is your best dressed chuck wagon of the show. Bert Mueller is your best dressed chuck wagon for the 2025 show, ladies and gentlemen. So Dusty Rose is going to be your best dressed chuck wagon. Look at that beautiful leather harness and beautiful, beautiful chuck wagon. So Tyler Sherwood, make sure you're ready for that buckle presentation at the end of this meet. Barrel number 2 will be the Blair Balmer team for G.H. Grain Farms. Barrel number 2, the number 1 barrel goes to Justin Long from D.H.W. Industrial. So here we go. We'll load it in here now for heat number 3, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Bert Healy, Dusty Rose Hall. Loading up barrel number 3. Barrel number 2, Blair Balmer, G.H. Grain Farms. Barrel 1, Justin Long, D.H.W. Industrial. Good luck. E3. There's the horn and the charge is underway. Bring them around, stay off the barrels. All 3 are looking good. There goes Justin Long. Whoops, missed off the barrel. On the number 1 barrel out there. He's got the real good job for Stan St. Rob. He's looking for line. He's got the lead line. I think he's fished up most of them, trying not to fall out of the chuck wagon, but I think he's got most of it figured out. All right, good diving out there as he is back in the wagon box. Thankfully, it looks like he's got 4 lines there, so that should be okay. Good thing the team is nice and broke there. All right, so it's a Justin Long outfit leading the way out there. DHW Industrial. We got Bert Bueller on the outside, and here comes Blair Balmer now. Riley's got the lines back together, and he said, well, we might as well catch up here as we already get into that 4th and final turn. It's Justin Long, DHW Industrial. Looks like the middle outfit's falling opening. G.H. Green Farm, Industrial. Ladies and gentlemen. Justin Long, Bert Bueller. What a heat number 3. Heat number 4. Kelvin Harwick, 8 runs. Casey Peterson. Kelvin Harwick, 8 runs. Casey Peterson. Heat number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank Westland Insurance for being the presenting sponsor of the chuck wagons here tonight. We certainly appreciate them, as well as Cornerstone Credit Union, Brookton Auction Center, UFA Foundation, Vitality Veterinary Services, MDC Radio, Maple Ag and Outdoor, Planet Sales and Services, Rocky Mountain Equipment. We want to thank JDC Feedlot, and LH Accounting, LDC, and Brookton Live Day. Thank you so very much. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, here is our best dressed chuck wagon for tonight. Bert Bueller, you want to stop for a buckle there, big guy? Take a swing around into the infield. Oh, we're going to show off that beautiful, beautiful 4 matched horses, the beautiful harness, the beautiful chuck wagon. It always comes out clean. We were looking for a beautiful, beautiful outfit. My goodness, did we find it. You can't get a many match more than that, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a beautiful, beautiful buckle. Dusty Rose Colleague and Bert Bueller is your 2025 best dressed chuck wagon here at the Orton Exhibition. Congratulations, Bert. He takes pride and always has, you know, beautiful, beautiful horses. Here are the times. Here are the times. It was Bert Bueller, 68-65. Blair Balmer, 67-75. Justin Long ran the track 67-87 plus 10 for Miss Barrel. All right. All right. Here we go. Heat number 4. And this is a big heat, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Kelvin Harwick. He was number 4 last night. He's off for number 3 barrel. Now he is barreling very hard. We'll see. He's going to try to get the rail off of number 3 barrel tonight. Barrel 2 is Hayden Brooks, Dennis Chip Holmes, and Casey Peterson over City Farms. Good luck. Number 4. There's the hold of the Chargers underway. Bring it around. He's going to get the lead as they head into town. Old City Farms, Casey Peterson, as they go down kissing wheels there with Dennis Chip Holmes and Heath Brooks and GX94 as they head around. This is going to be a bad day. Around the first 2 corners, it's the LH Accounting outfit. Down the backstretch, thank you to LH Accounting for being a backstretch sponsor all 3 days. And that is Casey Peterson's outfit. Ahead by a length for the Motor City Farms outfit. In the middle of the track with the red shirt and purple wagon is Hayden Brooks, Dennis Chip Holmes, and on the overland route is Calvin Harlick with GX94. We've come to the head of the lane now. It's Kevin Guerra with the lead now with Motor City Farms with Casey Peterson coming into his outside. Hayden Brooks in the middle. Here comes Calvin Harlick on the outside. Somebody scream. Here comes the wire. Casey Peterson right over the line. GX94. Calvin Harlick second. Dennis Chip Holmes. Hayden Brooks rolls in. On that one. Number 4. All right, fantastic racing out there. Ladies and gentlemen, we were a little late on the game to announce our best dressed chariot there. We just kind of got a little late with our buckle presentation. We didn't actually know it was available, so that was apologies. We certainly apologize for that. And the winner of the best dressed chariot from this afternoon is Calvin Longman's team. Calvin Longman is the best dressed chariot at the 2025 Yorkton exhibition. So we appreciate ever so much. Those drivers have really taken a lot of pride into making their outfits look as nice as possible. Team number 5 is next in line. Larry Solomon, Jody Drexler, and Clint Solomon, drivers in heat number 5. We've only got the first half of our chuck wagons out here. That's 6 heats. Once we conclude heat number 6, we'll bring out another 6 heats of racing. Here's the times. Casey Peterson, Motor City Farms, 64-63, new leader. Calvin Harwick, GX94, 65-24. And Hayden Brooks, 65-56. So there's Dennis Chip Holmes. Hayden Brooks good enough to sit third right now for the night. Here comes the GX94 chuck wagon. Always have a few goodies to hand out, especially here in Yorkton. This is Calvin Harlick with GX94, 34-year sponsor of Calvin Harlick. 65-24. We get enough to put you in number 2 spot for the night. That's Calvin Harlick and GX94. All right. Well, I think we're ready to go to heat number 5. Bring them on in. We're going to look for Larry Solomon with the West Coast Amusements check wagon. Being barrel number 3. Barrel 2, Jody Drexler for Remax Realty. Nancy Johnson in barrel number 2. Red shirt, number 1 barrel, Clint Solomon. Bobbitt Roofing. So we've got some very quick outfits in here. Jody was 7th on the first night. Clint was 10th. Outfits were just on the money last night. Man, I'll tell you, any of these outfits could certainly crack a really good run. Larry Solomon, West Coast Amusements, black shirt. He's going to load the barrel number 3. Barrel number 2, Jody Drexler. Remax, Nancy Johnson Realty. Barrel 2. The number 1 barrel, Bobbitt Roofing and Clint Solomon. As we load into the barrels for heat number 5, Larry Solomon at 3, Jody Drexler at 2, Solomon 1. Good luck, heat 5. There's the horn, the Chargers up underway. Bring him around. Ooh, they all look good. Cody skipping off after 2 miles. Right out there. Larry wants to pull in behind and have himself a whale run. There's Clint Salmon. Bobby Farms is out there. Jody Drexler says, all right, I'll right alongside you for Nancy Johnson Remax. And West Coast Amusements, Larry Salmon is right in behind. Let's pick him up. Bobby Belt each accounting backstretch. Bobby Roofing leads a mile into the bit. Remax Realty second. That is Jody Drexler. And in third is Larry Salmon. West Coast Amusements as they glide into the third corner. It's still Bobby Roofing. White shirt, blue chuck wagon, but he's got company coming. Jody Drexler on the right-hand side hasn't lost an inch as they're down the fourth and final corner. Head down the Louis Dreyfus home stretch to the Youngton Miami finish line. Now it's through here. Turn the right side. Jody Drexler on your side. That's all right as they come to the wire. Jody Drexler away by lane. Bobby Roofing. Clint Salmon second. West Coast Amusements. Larry Salmon will be third. Heat number 5. Heat number 6, Wayne Salmon, Ron Sanderson, and Clayton Harlan. Our drivers in heat number 6, Wayne Salmon, Ronald Sanderson, and Clayton Harlan in heat number 6. Ladies and gentlemen, we also want to thank all of those fine sponsors, especially Westland Insurance. We certainly appreciate them ever so much. We'd also like to give a shout out to all of those drivers, past drivers that are here with us here tonight. Of course, we appreciate them coming out. Jill Garrow, Rick Althouse, Larry Wickstrom, Ryan Peterson, Dave Holowati, George Ellery, Ron Moore, Billy Jack, Jim Jedlicka, George Sanderson, Kevin Luce, Ken Haggard, all-time announcer Ed Jenkins, as well as long-time timer of the EPCCA, Daphne Wickstrom. We certainly appreciate all of them. Let's give all of those past drivers a help a big round of applause and welcome them to York. We certainly appreciate them being here. Here's Larry Salmon for West Coast Amusements with a time of 68.55. 68.55 for West Coast Amusements. Here comes the Bobbitt Roofing Chuck Wagon for Clint Salmon with a time of 66.43. 66.43. That'll be good enough to put in number 4 spot for the night. Jody Drexler, Remax Realty, ran the track 65.72 plus 3 for the lane. All right, well, those are your times for heat number 5. We're going to move along to the heat number 6. Bring him out. We're looking for Wayne Salmon, Ronald Sanderson, and Clayton Harlan will be our drivers in heat number 6. All right. Wayne Salmon, Big B Farms, loads in the barrel, number 3. That's a driver, one of the founding members of the EPCCA back in 1967. That is Wayne Salmon, the Big B Farms, leads the middle. Barrel number 2, Joey Constant, Alliance for the Yorkton Travel Council Chuck Wagon for Ronald Sanderson. And the number 1 barrel goes to the Yorkton Auction Center Chuck Wagon. That's the checkerboard wagon of Clayton Harlan, and he comes from Shiloh, Saskatchewan. This is heat number 6. We've reached the halfway mark, ladies and gentlemen, of a beautiful crowd. Huge attendance here today on a beautiful day. Man, we certainly appreciate you joining us here at the Yorkton exhibition on this beautiful Friday night. So who do you like here? Wayne Salmon, veteran driver, holding in the barrel number 3. Joey Constant, Yorkton Travel Council in 2. Yorkton Auction Center, play for Northern 1. Good luck. Heat number 6. There's the horn, the charge is underway, bring him around, Yorkton Auction Center, let's wrap it off one, Ron Sanderson, Yorkton Travel Council, Wayne Salmon, Big B Farms, as they head around the first two corners and head down the L-Beach accounting backstretch. Let's pick them up as they head down. And it is worked in auction center. Right now, like the checkerboards are flying on the front end. Wayne Solomon asking for a little more. Big B Farms out in the middle. And Yorkton Travel Council around Sanderson team with Joey Constant at the lines in third. They're going to have trouble catching the checkerboards. He's carved himself a 3-length lead. Yorkton Auction Center is flying on the front end. Blake Hall as they round the fourth and final corner, make their way down the Little Dreyfus home stretch to the Yorkton Holiday finish line. Oh, here comes Wayne Solomon, where he's going to ride a racetrack. It's going to be Yorkton Auction Center, B.E. Farms. Yorkton Travel Council is heat number 6. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can't get any better than that. Racing has been absolutely fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, now's the time. If you want to grab yourself a cool refreshment, something over ice maybe, you want something from the beer gardens, the guys and gals are selling beer and refreshments up at the top of the grandstand at the NL Corral, right at the top of the center of the grandstand, or you can head on over to the beer gardens. Now's the time. We're going to have a 15-minute intermission, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to run and grab yourself a pail of mini donuts. You want to grab yourself something from the Midway. You want to grab yourself something to eat. Now is the time to do that, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be about 15 minutes before we get back with the second half of our show. We'll relay those times to you from heat number 6 and let you know. Here they are. Here's the Yorkton Travel Council wagon of Ron Sanderson. He did it in a time of 66.95. Yorkton Travel Council, 66.95. Here comes the Wayne Solomon outfit. Wayne Solomon with a time of 66.15. 66.15 for Wayne Solomon. That will put him Wayne into the number 4 spot as we meet our halfway mark when Wayne Solomon unofficially in the 4th. And the Clayton Holding outfit at the Auction Center at the track 65.39 was 3 for a lane. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the halfway mark. We certainly appreciate everybody being here with us tonight. Again, now's the time. Grab yourself a refreshment, a beer from the beer gardens or up top at the NL Grill. You don't even have to leave the grandstand, ladies and gentlemen, or if you want to grab something to eat, now's the time to do that. We'll be back with you shortly here for more Chuck Wagon Racing at the Yorkton Exhibition.